Skipuli. I hope you're having a good start of your week at home. I miss you already. Today we are going to be talking about the present tense and imperfect tense. So, you don't have to turn anything into me, but I highly recommend you take some notes on this because it will be useful later. So you can decide how you want to take those notes, what you want to do. This is kind of one of those growing up things where you start to have to learn how to take notes for yourself instead of just doing exactly what the teacher says. So grab some paper, grab a pen, something hard to write on, and here we go. So we have talked just briefly already about the imperfect and the present tense, but we haven't necessarily focused on all the different ways we can translate them because languages don't usually have a one-to-one correlation. Like we've already seen that with the fact that like ludus in Latin is one word, but in English it could mean school or game or play, and they all kind of have the same Latin word for it. So same kind of thing with some of the tenses. So we have learned for a long time, we've learned the present tense. So the present tense, we know we just see the endings ost, mustis, und, present tense verb endings. Oh, I and you, he, she, it, we, you, all, and they. Okay, so those were our present tense endings. We've already learned all those. All right, and so far we've been translating it as like I walk, I see, I look. But there are actually a couple other ways to translate it. In fact, there are 3 ways that we can translate the present tense. So the first way is called the simple present, which is what we've been doing. So I'm going to use an example of, let's do nawigo, sail. So if we had the word nawigo, we could translate it 3 different ways. We could translate it as the simple present, I sail. We could translate it as the present progressive. You don't have to memorize these Latin terms, but if you're a grammar nerd and want to know this stuff, you can. So present progressive, it would be I am sailing. So it's still happening right now, right? It's just a different way of saying it. And there's also something called the present emphatic, which is I do sail. So someone says, you don't sail, and you're like, I do sail. So it's that type of thing. You're emphasizing the fact that you do it. So I sail, I am sailing, I do sail. Notice we still kept the I, and all of them are still happening right now. I do sail, I am sailing right now, I do sail right now, I sail right now. I said the wrong one when I pointed to that one. Okay, so those are 3 ways to translate the present tense. Let's do it with a couple of their verbs and endings just to make sure we get the idea. So we're gonna go with wito, witare, witawi, witatum, but let's choose a different subject. Let's do a T ending, so he, she, or it. So we have witat as our verb, and there are 3 ways we can translate it. Witat could be he, she, or it avoids. That's our simple present. Could be he, she, or it is avoiding. So there we throw in a helping verb for English, is avoiding. Or it could be he, she, or it does, so some form of do, avoid. So he avoids, he is avoiding, he does avoid, is all 3 ways that you could translate we taught. Now, we have a preference just to make our lives easier as translating. Usually, we're going to stick with this one, the very first one. But sometimes there might be another one, like in a sentence, it might make more sense to do another one. So we need to know all 3 of them, because once we start doing longer paragraphs, it matters which one we use where. But most of the time, we're going to stick with this first one. Let's do a couple more examples. So I'm going to slow down in between each thing, and I want you to see if you can come up with the 3 ways to translate something. So what if we go wokamus? Mus is we. Woka is call. So your first option would be drum roll please, we call. The second option would be the last word ends with an ing. We are calling. Not just we calling. That's a little too slang for me. Okay? We are calling. And then the third one also uses a helping verb, but it's a different helping verb. And there's no more ing. We do call. And which one is our preferred version? The first one, the simple present, we call. All right, awesome. So that's the present tense, 3 ways to translate. Let's talk about 3 ways to translate the imperfect. So we're gonna erase this because that's present tense. So imperfect tense, which is our newest tense, it is a type of, not present tense, but it's a type of past tense. Good. And our endings are bombas, bot, bombus, botis, and bont. Okay, I think that's legible. Some of my B's are questionable, but you guys are 6th grade, you can handle it. Okay, so those are our endings for the imperfect tense. I, you, he, she, it, we, all, they. Remember we've talked before, you just put a ba in front of the N's we're used to, except for this guy, because he's extra special. M is for me. All right, so let's go with another verb here. So let's start with wide bomb. So bomb we know is I in the imperfect. Wide comes from wideo, widere, weedy weesum. Sorry, I don't know what my brain was doing there. So, see, and this is I, but it's imperfect tense. So, there are 3 ways to translate the imperfect tense. I was seeing, that is called the past progressive. I used to see, or I kept on seeing. So in English, these seem like very, very different ways of translating the same thing. But they are all actions that were continuous or ongoing. There wasn't like a definite endpoint, and they happened over and over again in the past. So either they never finished or they happened more than one time, multiple times over and over, although in the past. None of these are in the present, right? I was seeing, I used to see, I kept on seeing, and none of them are in the future. So they're all a type of past tense that was ongoing or continuous. So I was seeing him, it was going on and on. I used to see him, that implies it was like a habit multiple times. I kept on seeing him, like I saw him once and then I saw him again and then I saw him again. Okay, so these are the 3 ways. I was, ing, used to, and kept on. So those are kind of your key words there for the imperfect tense. Let's do some more examples with the imperfect tense. So let's do tenebant. That should be one word. I know it kind of got spread out weird. Tenebant. All right, so first off, let's look at our ending. What's our subject? Right here, that's going to be they. And then tene is, it's from chapter 14, hold, to hold on to something. Okay, so tenebant, first option for imperfect tense. They were holding. Second option starts with a U. They used to hold. third option, they, starts with a K, kept on holding. There you go. It's an awkward place to write. So they kept on holding. They were holding, they used to hold, or they kept on holding. All of those are translations of the imperfect tense. Our preferred one is still the first one. That's what we're going to use most of the time. But in longer stories and longer paragraphs, there's times when we would want to use this instead because it sounds better, it makes more sense. They were holding, they used to hold, they kept on holding. We're going to do a couple more. So let's go with augebatis. Augebatis. All right, so batis is going to mean y'all in the imperfect. Auge is augeo, augere, auxi, auctum, so increase. So in the imperfect tense, our first option, y'all, helping verb, were increasing. Or y'all used, spelling issues, used to increase. Or y'all kept on increasing. Okay? So those are the three ways. We're going to do just a little bit of some drilling now, mixing both the present and the imperfect tense, and come up with 3 ways to translate whatever word we see here. So again, if you need to catch up on your notes, you can always pause, rewind, whatever. The beauty of videos. And here we go. So use your notes to answer these questions if you need to. Once you start feeling comfortable though, try to do it just from your memory so that you start building that brain muscle that you have in there. Okay, so let's start with dubitamus. Our ending is just mus, so it's going to put it in the present tense. So dubitamus is, mus means we. One option, preferred option, we doubt. Notice the B in doubt, that's from here. Can help you spell some English words. So we doubt, still present tense. What's another way of saying it? We are doubting, or we do doubt. All right. We doubt, we are doubting, we do doubt. Let's do another one. How about kogitavas? So this time our ending isn't just S because we've got a ba in front of it, so it's bas, which puts us in the which tense? Imperfect tense. Imperfect tense, 3 options. Cogita means think. So S is you were thinking. That's our preferred version. You used to think. And you kept on thinking. You were thinking, you used to think, you kept on thinking. Kogitavas. All 3 valid. Preferable is the first one. All right, let's do another one. Maybe do like 2 more and then we'll have to call it a day. So how about taught. Present or imperfect tense? Present tense, we need 3 ways to say that something's happening right now. And what's our subject? He, she, or it. I'm just going to do it. So let's do it changes. Way 2 to say it. It is changing, helping verb. Still present tense. It does change. Preferred one is the first one. It changes. All right, let's do Crayabont. Crayabont. Our ending is not just unt, it's bunt. Always look back in it before an ending and make sure you don't have a BA in front of it. So bunt is our ending, which is what tense? Imperfect tense. Crea means create. So unt is our they. So 3 ways to translate the imperfect tense. All of them start with they. Preferred method is they were creating. Other 2 options would be they used to create, or they kept on creating. 3 ways in English, 1 way in Latin, but this is our preferred way. All right, guys, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to shoot me an email or record a video of yourself asking the question and email that to me, whatever you want to do. And I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Walete!